Welcome to Breaking the Chain. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Cody.
We got spoilers and spoilers and spoilers and spoilers today. We have a lot to talk about.
We have a very lot to talk about. We purposely waited to record this episode on Saturday morning when we had everything spoiled so that we could talk about the entire set with you guys. This is going to be a jam-packed episode. We're going to have to speed run some of these cards because of it.
We're going to also skip a few cards, especially commons and rares. We chose a bit of commons and rares that we were thinking they're really cool and we want to talk about. We still have a list of
we have a long list.
15 or something.
We were let's pick 5 to 10 commons and rares to talk about, and then we each pick 10.
Yeah.
And there's just so much cool stuff happening in this set.
The set's so cool. There's so many cool interactions.
Yeah, it is surpassed expectations, honestly. I thought it was going to be it's Brutes and Guardians. It's going to be heavy hitters, too. It'll be whatever. But no, there's a lot going on in this set.
It's really cool. But to see, and each hero's, interaction feels like it's been played into. Because, we've had in, previous sets, or, okay, this hero obviously is the favorite, and the other heroes are just kind of here because they somewhat work with the interaction. It's it feels like each hero, they specifically went so how do we make this hero work? How do we build into this hero? And it's really cool.
Yeah, I really like the design decisions they made to make these very uniquely designed heroes function within the rules of the game. I think it's really cool. But regardless, we don't have a lot of time, so we should probably start digging in. This week in Flesh and Blood, what did you do outside of? We'll talk about the queue we played together after. But did you do anything outside of that before we?
Yeah, I went to actually a couple armories. I went to the cube. There was a lot I actually did. I ended up doing a ton of Flesh and Blood. I played some Talishar.
Nice.
But obviously Volda outside of the cube.
No.
And I'm getting better. She's playable. She's getting to the playable point. It's definitely interesting because there's some learning curve points that I'm finally getting really comfortable with. Tectonic Instability is an insane card when you know how to play it, and a really bad card when you don't know how to play it. So it is small learning curves like that, and just figuring out the exact play lines. It's playing it wrong enough to understand the situations one is correct and not correct at this point. So it's interesting to be able to play these play lines, and it's really cool to understand the deck to a higher level. And it feels like I'm finally getting to a point where I'm really getting more comfortable on paper, where I was I felt pretty all right on Talishar, but it's completely different.
Right. Yeah. Well, cool. Anything else you want to talk about before I mentioned the cube that we did?
No, we can talk about that.
So we both did a cube created by Luke Harris from the Anarchy Please YouTube channel. Go check him out. He made a cube, and I mentioned it before because I played it previously. He made his own cube. It's a Guardian, Warrior, Ninja, Assassin cube, and it's meant to use all the dual class cards in between them as well. So really fun cube, and we got to play it again. He changed it this time, removed a lot of the equipment. So the equipment choices were actually really relevant, a lot more relevant this cube than last time. And for example, I basically didn't have a chest. I had Deep Blue as my chest when I played Ira. And so really fun. We both played Ira, and we actually played each other round one. And you got me there. You got there rather. My deck was it was funny how different our decks were, because mine was just full.
Oh, they were completely different.
Yeah, I was full combo. I had Art of War and what was the other card? Oh, I had Stubby Hammers. I had Art of War and Stubby Hammers to just do a massive turn, and then you had Quick Dodge Flexors and Tunic and Kadachis.
You also had the boots to create the Crouching Tiger too, to help you on your wide turn.
Oh, and I had Mask of the Pouncing Lynx. So it was just all three of those combo pieces. Yeah. But you made me block with Mask of the Pouncing Lynx before I could do my combo turn, which ended up, I think, making me lose the game because I just missed out a little bit of damage to push over to kill you.
No, you definitely would have killed me if I didn't take the mask.
Yeah.
Because I think you ate my entire hand and brought me to 3 life.
Yep. But then once that failed, I got fatigued.
Well, no. I had a card in...
Yeah, you had a throw dagger.
Yeah,
That's right.
I won every single game off of the throw dagger.
Which is funny because you have Kadachi, so you could just fatigue anybody. But so it's just like let's just end the game quicker. Throw dagger. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't throw dagger. It was throw yourself at them. It was the attack action card of it. That's
something like that.
I think it's throw yourself at them. Yeah. Regardless, you threw a dagger to deal that last damage. That's right. I forget. I now realize that's what it was.
Well, it was like super interesting because, like, yeah, our Ira decks were so far apart. Yours was like that combo deck, and then mine was like generic Ira deck.
Mm-hmm.
And
like
it's
mid-range
like
defensive.
Yeah, like very mid-range with like I had like a mini combo, so it was like Daggers Ira, but with like the mid-range game plan. It was like really interesting. And I ended up drafting the Tunic. And so like I would put the throw yourself at them, I'm pretty sure, in my arsenal. I think that's the card name. But it's like I'd put in arsenal, wait for someone to get down to 1 life, and then just use my Tunic counter to throw that for lethal.
Nice. It was so funny that every single game when I played Art of War, I drew a defense reaction. Every single time. But it was a lot of fun. I have a blast with that cube. It's actually kind of sad. He's doing a cube today. He's running that cube back again at noon, but I wasn't able to play at noon today.
Right. Unfortunately, I can't play either. It's really sad. It's such a fun cube. It's so cool.
But anything else you want to mention on this week or the cube before we move on to the meat and potatoes?
I'm ready for the feast.
All right, the feast. I think so. Yeah, we have here starting with Armory deck Pallades, just as a good starting point here. We got the entire Armory deck revealed, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on with this Armory deck. Actually, not only do we have the weapon and equipment reveals, but we actually have some reprints and some other new cards in the deck to talk about. So first, we get the weapon reveal, which is Moment Maker. Let me pull up the card thing. Moment Maker. There we go. Oh. All right, there it is. So this is Pallades' weapon. It is a once per turn action, costs 3 attack, and it attacks for 4. If you control 3 or more auras of suspense, this gets +2, and when this hits a hero, the crowd cheers you. So not only is it an unconditional 3 for 4 hammer, but it can also get +2 and an on hit if you have 3 auras of suspense. Kind of insane hammer.
It's also an axe.
Oh, sorry, it's an axe. My bad. It's
a hammer and an axe.
Oh, it's both. What?
Which is wild.
I didn't notice that.
Mm-hmm. Again, there's no like generic axe support in the game yet, so it doesn't really do anything. But it's like weird that it has both text. But it's super interesting because it's similar to like Anathos in the idea that it's a 3 for 4 that can come in for 6. But they ask different quests. And it's really cool because like I've been waiting for another Guardian weapon that asks a different quest than pitch 3.
Yeah.
Or draw a card when Guardians don't draw a card. So
right. Yeah, seems very strong.
It looks really strong. It looks really cool too. Like it interacts with Pallades very well. And I mean that's the whole idea. This is the Pallades Armory deck, so.
Right. Yeah, and it is interesting that its base is a 1 card 4, which is already good. Mm-hmm. But that its +2 effect isn't by spending another card, it's by doing what you already want to do in the deck.
Yeah. You can throw a 1 card 6 if you have all the auras set up.
Yeah, it's also not when this attacks, it's just this gets +2 and on hit, so you get to instant out these auras for +2, which is insane. Because you can have a 0 cost aura in your arsenal, just throw this for 4, and then suddenly now it's for 6 on hit courage token.
Another thing I want to point out is like a lot or like all the buffs in this set, and even through the like suspense tokens or suspense auras, your next attack gets plus X.
Wow.
So that applies to your weapon. Like if you have a like a bunch of things popping one turn, or you have one aura popping before the next, like you could have Act of Glory, which is a suspense aura that gets plus 6 pop, and then your weapon gets plus 6 too if you just want to swing with that.
Yeah, that's actually really interesting. I didn't take note of that because a lot of the previous buffs say Guardian attack, right? Or just
all the previous Guardian cards say your next Guardian attack.
Mm-hmm. Which means this is a Guardian attack too, but
it is a Guardian attack. Well, it's usually your next Guardian attack action. Because like only Buckle and Terror Thunder is applied to the hammers before from Guardian.
I see.
But now we get stuff that's just generically buffs, which is really, really, really strong and really cool.
Yeah. So anyway, strong hammer. We probably do need to run through these now. I think about it. At this pace, we'll be here for 3 hours. We have some majestic equipment. I don't think a ton of them are too relevant. I want to say there was one that was really good though.
Boots of the Void.
Boots of the Boards. Okay, let me pull that one up.
Yeah, it is an amazing piece of boots. Temper 2 block. When this defends, you may pay 3, create that many toughness tokens.
Why can't I
Actually, insane boots. They're the boots that Guardians always wanted.
To the boards, that's why.
Oh, boots to the boards. Sorry.
I was like, it's not pulling up on the overlay. There we go.
I'm illiterate. But anyways, it's the boots that Guardians always wanted, but it says revered. So these are Pallades and Tough Nut boots.
Yeah, I remember. I think it might have been you that brought it up. That it's funny that the equipment all have different, not all of them, but most of them have different class or talent requirements. So these are revered equipment legs, and then the headpiece is revered Guardian, and the chest and arms are just Guardian. But then they chose for this one to be revered, not just Guardian.
And I think it's really interesting that they chose the head and the feet, which Guardian players have been begging for, to be the revered equipment.
Yep. I assume that toughness tokens are intended to be within revered.
Revered, yeah.
So I guess it kind of makes sense, but still, yeah. These are very.
It feels very. It feels very Guardian, but I guess it feels the same. Like I'm sure it feels mechanically correct in.
Yeah.
Tough Nut as well.
Yeah.
Just wanted boots, please.
Nope, only if you're playing Pallades or Tough Nut.
I do think the head is also interesting because it's Guardwell too. And then you can instant destroy this, put a suspense counter on an aura suspense you control, activate this only if you've been cheered. Which there's going to be a few auras that, especially way later, that we talk about. But there's a few auras where putting an aura of suspense on it can be like really interesting and relevant, and it lets you keep 3 auras of suspense more often.
Yeah, there are a couple auras of suspense that they do give you an effect every turn. A lot of them say when this enters or leaves, or when it leaves, do something. But there are some that are just every turn you get a resource, or you get +1 attack or something. So it can get 1 value that way, or maybe an extra 2 value by enabling your hammer to get +2. So yeah, it is a relevant helmet, and it has guardwall too, so it blocks too.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want, you can also just put it on like the Act of Glory, edge of the seats, or even the tension in the air.
Yeah, you can just delay one.
Yeah, just to give 1 more to delay one of your buffs, and those are the buff cards. But to even delay your buffs, so they all pop on the same turn. Like, I think the helmet's actually really interesting.
Yeah, so far it looks like it'll probably be a very main deck helmet in terms of like what helmet Pallades uses, but it's hard to tell for sure. We'll talk about how these heroes are built later on once we go over all the cards. But then we have a red color of a card we've been wanting for a while. Boulder Drop. So as a reminder, this is a 3-cost red now, 7 power, 3 block with Crush. When this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, they put a card from their hand on top of their deck. So now that it comes in red, they can't just block with a 3 block to stop the Crush effect.
We're so back. Best Guardian support since Everfest. We're back.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Sick. This is also kind of a future spoiler of what's coming later. This is also in the gem pack. So there's 2 ways you can get this red boulder drop.
Didn't actually know.
Oh, you didn't know that? Yeah, it's also in the gem pack.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
So you don't have to buy the Armor Deck Pleiades to get this card, which is I thought was a really nice touch that they made. Then we have some reprints, Spinal Crush and Terra Sunder.
I'm so happy those are reprinted. Like, those are the 2 Guardian cards.
And Blue Boulder Drop. It is technically a reprint because that was only in the TCC.
Yeah.
Tulare Community College box. So that's actually a really good reprint as well. But yeah, it's nice that they reprinted a Welcome to the Wraith Majestic, and they reprinted a Tales of Aria Majestic that are going to be very common cards for these new Guardians to use.
And then even Boulder Drop Blue, like, it's a blue that, like, Guardians, it's like made in and out of my list, but even that it's like something I think about, and it was a hard card to get.
Yeah,
it's really cool that they reprinted it. So it's like I am really happy with this Pleiades deck with, like, the reprints. Like, I still have to watch the gameplay, but it's like it looks like it does a lot of really cool and interesting cards. It even gives you one of, like, the strong, like, what I would think is one of the strongest, like, super rares in Pleiades. And, like, I'm just gonna jump into this now, but it's like Turning Point. I really like Turning Point. It's a super rare from this set. It's a revered Guardian block. It blocks 2, and it says, "One, this defends. If you have less life than the attacking hero, the crowd cheers you, and while this is defending, if you've been cheered, it gets +3." With how Pleiades plays, you're gonna be in lower life most of the time, if not all the time, until you go to kill them or do something really big. And what you want to happen before is you want to be able to be cheered. So, like, it's really cool to see this card, Turning Point, in this deck, because it's, like, just a revered Guardian card, but it's something that I felt like when I saw that was spoiled, I'm like, this is just going in the deck. This, like, there's no if, no and, no but. It's a blue. It blocks 5 99% of the time, and it cheers you, which creates a confidence token. And if you do it before your big pop-off turn, that's insane. You only need your attacking card. You don't need extra buffs. You don't need all these extra stuff. So it's like, there's so much power in this, and there's so many reprints. This deck seems so relevant, and, like, if you are a Guardian player, or if you want to be a Guardian player, like, this deck, like, makes me want to say, like, this is your jumping in. Like, you don't have to buy, like, you don't have to buy everything else around, but this is where you can jump into Guardian.
Yeah, it's actually a good point. Is that when you're ahead, sorry, I had to turn on my noise removal. I just realized it was off. And is it still off? Okay, no, now it's working. So sorry everybody for all the noises that my microphone was probably making earlier in the podcast. Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned that, because it's a blue that when you're ahead in life, you can just use it to stay ahead, and when you're behind, it'll help set up for those turning point turns, if you will.
So that's a blue. It's a blue block.
Exactly. The fact that it's a blue,
you can pitch it.
Yeah. You just use it as a blue on your turn if you're already ahead. So not really much downside to it, which is really nice. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good card right there.
But it's like, it feels like they gave the deck the power, and it is just like, if anyone's like, oh, I want to jump into Guardian, like, this is the deck. Like, you get key cards, you get key reprints, you get power, you get just, and, like, even the equipment, like, we skipped over, like, the chest piece and the gloves, but they still do similar things to the helmet where they manipulate with the counters, which, like, I want to test with this to, like, see if those are stronger than what could be like regular equipment. I have some concerns about them being stronger, which isn't a bad thing. Like
Yeah.
you do want upgrades for the deck, but it's something where it's like it could arguably, because of how it interacts, be better, and that's really cool. And it's like every piece of equipment is meant to be there and make sense in the deck. And if I am super excited to just take this and try and play it out of the like armory box, like not alter it,
Yeah.
just see how it plays and see how like Pallades feels. And it's I'm really excited. It's really cool.
Yeah, this does seem like a fun, just no modifications armory deck. I agree. Yeah, anything else about the armory deck before we move on to other spoilers?
Nah, I think we're ready to deep dive into the actual set.
All right, so we have a lot because we got a lot of spoilers in the past week. So we're gonna start from the beginning, and we're gonna skip over some of the ones that are maybe less interesting or less notable. But the first is Leave Them Hanging. It is let me pull up, make sure I do the card overview. Leave Them Hanging. So this is a 3-cost red reviled guardian instant aura that blocks 3. And it's a suspense aura that says when this enters the arena, intimidate target hero. And when this leaves the arena, your next attack this turn gets +4. So I was listening to Arsenal Pass the other day, and they pointed out something really interesting about this. You can intimidate your opponent on their own turn because it's an instant.
Yeah.
What is this?
So
Hello?
crazy. That's so cool.
Disgusting.
It's so strong.
Yeah, that's
Like,
because when I first looked at this, it's like, okay, it seems fine. Like you're getting your buff, which is good for Lyath, and you can intimidate to let your other stuff hit on a previous turn, then you wait 2 turns for it. But no, you play this on your opponent's turn, disrupt their turn, and then you get the +4 for not the following turn, but the one after because of the 2 counters, right? So, but you just get to like really maximize the intimidate value.
Yeah, and this could block, like with intimidate, it could block more than blocking 3.
Right.
And it's like it could, like, okay, it costs 3, 2 card. You normally would want to block 6. You play it on like Dash IO's Max V turn, like boom, you just blocked 10. You play it on like a pummel turn in Guardian, like you intimidate my pummel, like that can be super relevant when it's like you just blocked 4 and saved a card in your hand. That's a 7 card value. You're not even including the buff in a lot of these scenarios. You're blocking all this value. You're doing so much disruption on the opponent's turn. And then you're getting a buff afterwards. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I think the big thing too is that not only do you have, like, compared to Scowling Fleshbag, which is already an insane intimidate card on the opponent's turn, that's face up and once per game. This is 3 times per game. You get to do this, and your opponent doesn't know that it's available or not. They can try to play around it every turn, but then it's also getting value just by being in your deck and not even when you have it. You just have value for just representing it. So really insane card. I'm not gonna be happy when it happens when I see this happen to me.
It's really cool. Like I think it's just so interesting how this card like plays with the game. And it's in Lyath too, where he has a 5-card hand. So
yeah, exactly.
Being able, like, going down to 3 cards and intimidating the most important card out of your opponent's hand seems really strong.
It was pretty good. All right. So do you have the next one ready? Do you want me to? I think cutting the retort.
The next one I have
would be the next.
Are we skipping? I see fix the match.
Well, yeah, but we need to skip some of these, and I think that and Sadistic Scowl are worth skipping.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah. Okay, cutting retort. This is a red 0/4 generic and blocks 3 generic action attack. When this attacks a hero, you may pay up to 3 resources. Destroy that many aura tokens with different names they control. If you do, this gets +1 for each aura destroyed this way.
The fact this is generic is really cool.
It's really cool too because it's just a 0 for 4 block 3. So even if it feels good to have these kind of counter cards that you can just generically play. Like, okay, they're not playing tokens. It's just a 0 for 4. Like,
Right.
whatever. It blocks 3, whatever. But then when it's relevant, like, oh, this is a 3 for 7, and I destroyed their aura tokens. Like this, it's cool to see cards like this that are generically okay but have modality.
Exactly. And it's really cool too because not a lot of decks really want to run this, right? Because it's not a blue, so it can't just be slotted into like every deck, and it doesn't have go again or anything. So you have to end your turn on this, and maybe you want to do something better. I've heard that like maybe Ira wants this, or that's the thing is like it's really interesting that not every deck wants this, so it's kind of a very specific tech card that you can run in certain metas. Fang hates to see this, by the way.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of aura hate in this set. Sorry, Fang. But I thought this was really cool. That's generic. It's basically a card that in the future is gonna there's definitely gonna be a deck that abuses this card, and yeah, I think it's really cool.
Yeah, no, it is. It is pretty interesting. I think it is cool how like it affects the game, and it's like just existing is a cool card.
I agree.
It's a wounded bull that sometimes is way stronger than a wounded bull.
Right. Yeah, this is a better wounded bull, really.
Yeah.
So next is overturn the results. And I think this one's interesting mostly. Well, actually, I'll read it out first. It's a blue 3-cost 5 power reviled action attack that blocks 3. If you would fail to win a clash revealing this, instead you win the clash and the crowd boos you. So notably with Lyath, the cards revealed off the top of your deck do not get halved. So for clashing purposes, you are a regular guardian hero in a sense. However, your deck is going to be running a lot of buffs and a lot of small attacks that because of you having power, because of the way that your deck works. So I thought this was interesting that they're giving clash support in a way that I don't think the deck is ever going to want to run clashes. So,
I mean, the thing about this card is it's just a blue block 3. Like none of the text matters outside of that, and you might have some cards that clash because they do have some cards that clash.
yeah,
And this just lets you win, and it gives you a boos you, which you want to happen. You want to be booed.
the thing is that a blue block 3 in Lyath is not as relevant, right? Because it's
fair.
really a block 2. All your cards are like blocking 2. And I don't think you want to be blocking all that much as Lyath. I mean, you can have the ability where you can pay 2, the crowd boos you, and your attacks block for 1 more. So there is that makes this a 3 block in a sense. But I just don't really see it being a worthwhile blue to be running, if you ask me. I think that the way that the decks are going to be built, not only are you not going to be wanting to clash because you're going to lose a lot of the time, but you're just going to be wanting to run different blues than this. But I just thought it was interesting to note that they wanted to add clash support to Lyath.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's reviled, so even KO can run it. It just has Lyath in the art.
That's true.
But it is just an interesting card. I think it's cool in how that, like, if you would, like, fail to win a clash revealing, instead you win. Like, I think it's unique in how it interacts.
Yeah, I agree. You want to talk about the next one?
Do we want to skip down to?
I think 2 steps ahead is. Well, no, never mind. Let's just skip down. We can skip that one.
Do we want to go to gang robbery?
Yeah. Oh, actually, that was the one I had for later. That's funny. I didn't realize it was there.
Oh yeah. Well, gang robbery is a yellow 0-cost 3 block 1 attack reviled action attack. This has this attacks a hero. Steal an aura token they control. If you control 3 or more auras, this gets +3.
Pretty good. Pretty good
That's pretty
attack.
cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I love the idea of playing into Prism and stealing her spectral shields, or like,
Or stealing a rune chant from Florian, or
yeah, or a
um,
seismic surge from Balda, like,
or a might token, or there's so many things you
yeah.
can steal, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just stealing an aura token can matter so much against certain heroes, right? Like stealing the third seismic surge from Valda, or
Stealing a Ponder
oh yeah, you
from
can still
like
ponder.
Verdant.
Yeah, if they mental block you, that's a good point. Or stealing a might token from KO because they have a lot of stuff they might want to have buffed, which we'll go over later.
Mm-hmm.
Things like
Or
that.
stealing a Vigor token from like RKO where he needs it to be online. You're like, yoink,
Yep.
that's mine.
Yep. Or you can steal a Draconic or a fealty from Fang again. Poor Fang.
I'm making my next attack Draconic.
Yep. I think it's also interesting that both Lyath and KO seem to be making a lot of aura tokens, so I think this will often just have the +3 on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, and especially in Lyath, it's just going to be a 0 for 4.
Yeah, it's going to be a 0 for 4 pretty often. So really cool card. I think this will be a main decked card in both the reviled heroes.
Yeah, it is. I'm excited to see how that plays. I'm really anxious for me to be at like 3 Seismic Surge on Balda and they steal 1 from me and then I can't dominate it anymore. But
yeah, right. Yeah. The next one is Truth or Trickery. It is a yellow reviled guardian block that blocks for 3. When this defends, you may look at the top card of your deck and choose a color. If you do, the attacking hero guesses if that card is the chosen color. Then they look at it. If they guessed wrong, they discard a card. So there's a couple of interesting rules parts of this card that I want to go over first. And you mentioned this before we started the podcast. You have to look at the card. It's in the rules reprise. You, as the player playing this card, you have to look. You can't just not look.
It's if you want to resolve the effect, you have to look.
I see.
Yeah. Because it's a May effect. But if you want to resolve the effect, you have to look at the top card.
Interesting. Yeah. So you can't just like pretend not to look so you cannot have like tells. You have to do the whole effect, you have to look at the card and then choose a color. And it's interesting that it boils down to effectively a 50-50, right? That your opponent can try to make it less of a 50-50 just by looking at your graveyard and what you've played and whatnot, and understanding your deck and what's left in it. And
at the same time, though, your like Lyath deck looks like it's gonna be like 20 blues, 20 yellows, 20 reds.
yes,
From like what I can tell right now. So it's something where it's like, is it really a 50-50? You just name a color and it's like you have a 1/3 chance of that's correct if they do it correctly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if the deck is really just red, yellow, blues in an equal amount, then yeah, I guess it technically isn't a 50-50. It's whether or not your opponent is lying or not. That's a good point. But yeah, it is interesting that, they discard a card if they guess wrong, but they don't get anything for guessing right. And it's a block, it's a reviled guardian card, so it only goes in Lyath so far. And it will always block 2 because the Lyath effect only does attack action cards for +1. So this will always block 2. And then sometimes the percentage is kind of interesting in terms of how likely it is to, cause them to discard a card. But it'll sometimes be a block 2 and it'll sometimes be a block 5, effectively.
I mean, it's a strong card. It's
also strong.
Like, it's a lot of disruption in Lyath.
Yeah, Lyath has a lot of disruption. I agree. The aggro, which is interesting, right? It's supposed to balance out the fact that he can't block very well, but that he can disrupt the aggro decks on their own turn pretty often. So, cool card. The rules part of it was really interesting, and it'll likely be played.
Well, I'm pretty I think people are going to put it in their deck even if it's a bad card. Like,
that's true. It's just a fun card.
But it's just fun. So the next one that I want to jump up to is Wind Up the Crowd. It's a blue 3 cost, 0 block, 6 attack. It's just a blue for 6. It's a blue 6 for Tough Nut.
Oh, this one.
It does have, yeah. It also has instant discard this, create a toughness and a vigor token.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's basically one of the windups, but it's only for Tough Nut.
Yeah. I mean, like it's just a blue 6 too, so that's the interesting part.
Yeah. And then we have Show of Strength. This is a red 2 cost, 8 power brute action attack that blocks 3. This gets -1 for each card with 6 or more power defending it. So this is kind of like I'm blanking on the 2 for 8.
Swing Big.
Swing Big, yeah. It's kind of like kind of like Swing Big, but it's worse into any decks that run 6 or more power attacks.
I think this card is amazingly designed because it's something that, like, against aggressive matchups, you want to be swinging this to keep like damage. Like, the thing that Brute struggles with is in aggressive matchups, they just don't throw enough damage to keep up, and they don't have a lot. They have more disruption after the set, but they don't have a lot of disruption. So it's like, oh, like the 5 players just throwing 0 for 4s. I can't do anything. Well, now you're throwing one big 0 for 4, but it's also super cool in the aspect of you're going up against these mid-range slower decks. This is just a 2 for 6 because they can block with 2 cards, giving it -1. It's a 2 for 6. So it's like, I think it's very, very well designed because it allows the game to evolve, like exist in this mid-range as a 2 for 6, but also in this aggro as a 2 for 8. And I think it's really cool too because a while back, I can't remember how long back, but there was like an interview with James White, and someone asked him, which cards do you regret making the most? Or something along those lines. And he said that the cards that were biggest mistakes were Macho Grande, Thunderquake, and Swing Big.
Yeah, Swing Big is pretty good, huh?
And because of that, I never thought we were getting another 2 for 8. Like, I'm just like, they're never going to print another 2 for 8. He's saying Swing Big is just, it's just the most broken card in the game, apparently. It's not good for balancing, not a very fun card. So I didn't expect them to come out and be like, hey, we made Show of Strength, which is Swing Big, but better, but worse. I don't know. It's like,
yeah, it's almost on the same level, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super interesting card.
It is really interesting.
In Rhinar too, it's a plus because you intimidate their cards, and even if they are a hero that has 6 power or more attacks, they might just be intimidated away, or they just don't have any cards in their hand to block this, so it just is a 2 for 8. So I think very strong card. I think almost every Brute's gonna be playing it.
And it's cool because Brute does have Go Again, and I want to say, like, it adds the idea of like there's correct blocks now in Brute, and that's where like a lot of before, like, Brutes would throw attacks and none of them had on hits. So I'm just blocking, like, okay, well, they're going big, I'm just gonna efficiently block. There's no correct block. Well, now it's like, okay, if I block too early or I do something wrong, all of a sudden I'm taking more damage than necessary because I blocked wrong. And it makes that a really cool aspect.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I love this card. S+.
Yeah, very, very good card.
Very good.
Which card do you want to talk about next here?
We could talk about Good-Natured Brutality. It's just like a unique card that interacts with Tough Nut.
All right. I think I read the last one, so this one's yours, right?
Oh, did you? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Good-Natured Brutality. It's a yellow 2 cost, 0 block, 6 attack, and it is a revered brute action attack. One, this defends. If you have no cards in your hand, this gets +6 and the crowd cheers you. That's pretty strong.
Yes. Because it effectively blocks for 7 because it's +6 and a toughness. However, it only blocks for 7 against the right heroes because your opponent has to be attacking for 6 for this set. Blocking 6 doesn't matter, right? Against the aggro heroes that are doing like head jabs, this is not going to do anything particularly.
Well, doesn't toughness break isn't it your next
Yeah, I'm
non-attack
just saying like it
or yeah.
effectively blocks for 7 is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
say. Because if your hand's empty, you're not clearing your opponent's hand, they're gonna attack you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting, right? Because it can block for a full 7, but there's a lot of times against a lot of heroes where it won't block for a full 7 because toughness affects the first card you block with. So if your opponent throws something that is for like 2 power or 3 power that you want to block, then your toughness just gets wasted.
I
Like
mean, the
Slippy,
other
for
thing is like,
example.
yeah. No, I mean that's fair. The other thing that's like really interesting though is like usually the end of the chain is where you have like your biggest finishers.
Mhm.
So being able to like, oh, like da 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 CNC or like a ninja kind of combos off in a way. And usually that's their biggest card. Being
Yeah.
able to block 6 on their biggest card because your hand's empty is pretty cool and interesting.
Yeah, and the fact that it's a yellow and not a blue, for the purposes of weapons. I mean, Tough Nut will probably be running rock, so then you probably don't want to hold on to a blue anyway. But it is interesting, like you said, that you can hold on to a card, and then if they throw a big attack as the chain ender, then you get to block 6 with this. Maybe like they have a swing big in Arsenal that they would want to throw, but then you throw CNC, and they're like, all right, I'll just block for 7 effectively. Yeah, pretty cool card.
It is a cool card.
The next interesting one is Song of Sinew. Pull that one up. This is a yellow 0 cost brute action that blocks for 2. Reveal the top 4 cards of your deck. Your next attack this turn gets plus X, where X is the number of cards with 6 or more power revealed this way, and then put them back in any order, and it has go again. Now, this card's really interesting for a couple reasons, right? Number one, the existing brutes already like this because they run a lot of the go again attacks that make you draw and discard a 6 in order to get go again. Things like Wild Ride or what's the dominate one that it has go again if they don't block 2 cards? Pulping, yeah. So things like that. This effectively can help you guarantee that you draw a 6, so you don't have the random chance of missing and ending your turn prematurely. But it's also interesting that by running these, you add more misses to your deck at the same time. So it's adding consistency and also removing consistency at the same time. And then what's really interesting to me is that for Tough Nut specifically, you play this card,
So
you get
crazy.
to not only curate your next hand, but you also get to choose what card is on top of your deck for your ability the following turn because of the 3 intellect. So you get to choose the next 3 cards in your hand and what the top card of your deck is for the following turn. Really cool card. This is also you can also do put the blue on top for rock. So then you can swing your rock for 11 because it comes in for 7. And then curate your next hand too. So
and
there's a lot of cool stuff.
It's really cool because like if you have your blue 6s, you could play this, putting the blue, rock for 11, just off of a one card 11. Like
effectively, yeah.
That's pretty strong. Like
yeah. I mean, I think you should always call those types of plays 2 card 11 because you have 3 intellect and you're using that's what would have been a 4th intellect card. But still, 2 card 11 is still good.
That's still like 5.5 value per card, and that like it just allows Brute to do outside of Blood Rush Bellow really strong things.
Yeah, definitely. But I think it's interesting because I heard that this is just adding consistency to your deck, but you're adding 3 more non-attacks that allow your Blood Rushes to miss and your Wild Rides before you play this to miss and all that kind of stuff. And now your Tough Nut ability has less hits for your toughness token. And this is a yellow, so this doesn't enable rock if you hit it either. Like there's just a lot of reasons why it's just okay. It's not like anything disgustingly nuts, right? Because it's not an attack that does this or anything that enables all those other things. So very cool card, very interesting card. Adds a little bit more randomness to the deck, but also consistency at the same time. It's really funky for that reason, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, it's not an attack, and brutes don't like not attacks, so it has to be good to make it. And I think that's definitely good enough to make it.
Yeah, it is still very good though.
Cool.
What do you want to talk about next?
So next we have the Jaws of Victory. It is a red 2 cost 3 block, 6 attack. When this attacks a hero, if you have less life than them, the crowd cheers you. And if you've been cheered this turn, this gains go again. This could be, if you have less life, a 2 for 7 where you block 1 extra. It could be a 2 for 7 with go again if you've been cheered.
Yeah.
It's like they are juicing Tough Nut. They are giving him so much. That's really cool. I just think
it's interesting. Do you think it's actually that good for Tough Nut though? Like, I don't know how much Tough Nut actually cares that much about this.
I mean, I think it works best in a not rock build because it doesn't. I don't think he's actually running a lot of reds. I think he's going to be very low on the red count, and he's going to be running a lot of yellows and blues. And if you're running like Romping Club, you play this, pitch the top card of your deck, and throw Romping Club afterwards because. Or you could run like Ravenous Meat Axe or eat like something else. But the idea is this can be like I mean, if you include like Tough Nuts hero ability, like 7 into 4, so 11. So like a 3-card 11, which is still meeting a pretty good value point, and that's through go again.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, it can be very good. I feel like a lot of times it's just gonna be okay. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
We'll see if Tough Nuts run this. But for sure the rock builds won't run this. But I'm curious to see if there will be any non-rock builds that come up. And that they probably would run this, if they're not rock. But it's interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, the only miss is hitting another Jaws of Victory.
Yeah, that's true because then that also has go again. Trying to see what the next interesting card to look at is the arms gauntlets of Tyrannical Rex. There we go. So they printed another legendary brute arm, which I thought was surprising actually in the first place. But these are gauntlets of Tyrannical Rex. Action.
You jumped down very far.
I did. I think there's a lot of interesting, like semi-interesting cards there, but we kind of have to cut some of them, and a lot of them were doing effects that other cards are already doing. So action, pay 1, tap this. Your next attack this turn gets +1. Activate this only if there is a card with 6 or more power in your pitch zone. Go again, and it has temper 2. So what's interesting about this is that brutes have in the past played what are the other arms? I can't remember the name of them, but they're basically temper 2 as well. And they say when you defend with this with a 6 power card, you create a might token. So almost doing the same thing in terms of getting +1. However, this one you pay 1 resource, and you can do it more than twice. Whereas the other one you can only do it twice a game, and you don't have to pay a resource to do it. You also, by doing the effect, you can start your turn with this effect because by paying the 1, you can put a 6 power card in your pitch zone to do the effect. And if you have extra resource that turn, you just get to turn it into +1 value, which is good. I think this is just a very strong card overall. I think that this is basically just an upgraded L, or upgraded arms, I should say, for Brute. I don't know how often you might even want to be running the other ones anymore when you have these arms instead.
I mean, I think it's very much based off how effective your cost curve is. Like if you have a cost curve that very rarely gives you an extra resource, or you're not creating a vigor, or you're not Tough Nut and you're like just pitching a 6 off the top. Like the other thing is you already have to have a 6 in there. So if you're only throwing like 1 attack per turn and you don't have a 6 in your pitch zone, this does nothing.
I think something to note though too is you can activate this at the start of your turn as Tough Nut, and then you can use the Tough Nut ability, and then now even though you had a card in the start of your hand for that turn, if you have 1 card in your hand, you now get to activate Rock, even if you had a card in your hand by having these arms, right?
Well, the rock, so you can't pitch to rock. You have to have already.
Exactly, but that's what I'm trying to say is you pitch the gauntlets, and then you activate.
The thing about gauntlet is you have to already have a 6 in your pitch zone. You can't pitch the gauntlet if you don't already have something in your pitch zone.
Oh, I
Activate
was
this only.
misreading this. Oh, I see. Okay, I was misreading it. My bad. My bad. That changes things a lot. That makes it a lot worse. I did not
It is,
realize that.
yeah.
I did not realize that part of it. Okay, I thought it was just you could pay the one, and that would enable the activate this only. But yeah, that was a misunderstanding. You're right. Okay, this is not just strictly better anymore. You have to do this as like your second thing, or you have to activate Tough Nut first, and then activate this. But then Tough Nut gives you pitch resources. So then it's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, and
how does that work?
I mean, and that's where it's like it could be better because you could activate this more times because I think in Tough Nut will run this because I think sometimes you'll just pitch the top card of your deck being like, oh, what do I hit? Oh, I hit a blue. I have an extra resource this turn. I'll just make this a 7 attack coming in. Or like you're 2 for 8, swing big. You hit the blue off the top. You're like, ah, swing big for 9? Okay, like
Yeah, yeah. It can often just be +1. But yeah, it's not strictly better
yeah,
anymore because it is very conditional. Tough Nut can
yeah.
obviously use this really well. The other heroes, you basically have to play a Blood Rush that turn, or have a
Mhm.
Go Again attack that you've played, or maybe some pump that costs resources that you played at the start of the turn to get this effect. So okay, that makes it a lot different than how I originally interpreted it.
Mhm. And that's why I'm like, I think it's a good card. Like, but it is something where I think there is going to be discussion on which gauntlets do I run, which brute gauntlets do I care about.
Right. No, I agree. Um, Yeah, so good arms, but yeah, I missed that restriction on him actually. Do you want to talk about Smashing
Cool.
Ground?
And then yeah, smashing ground. It is a blue 3 cost 3
I lost you there.
attack brute. If this has 6 or more power, one this hits a hero, destroy a card in their arsenal. So they gave him a blue CNC if they can buff it. It's really
This
good
is
on a blood rush turn.
copies 10 through 13 or 10 through 12 of CNC or
Yeah,
however you say that. Three extra copies of CNC and KO.
yeah.
Really funny.
And I mean,
Um,
like, again, it's just I think it's a blue that all the brutes are gonna run because it's something where it's like, I drew an all blue hand on Blood Rush. Oh man, well, 7 on hit destroy your arsenal. Like,
yeah, it's just a good blue.
still pretty good.
I think
Yeah, it's
there
pretty good.
are. I think in the other brutes, it might be a tough pick because of it not being a 6. Obviously,
Mhm.
they already run non-6 blues, but they have other really good effects to be running them too. So we'll see if the other brutes run it, but KO slam dunk, just throw it in. 3 copies.
Oh yeah.
Let's see the next one.
I think both the KOs slam dunk because even the other KO is always gonna have a might. So
Yeah,
this is good. I think it's a really cool KO card.
Uh, I don't know how to show alt arts on the card overlay, but I'll just mention really quick that we got some alt arts in the gem pack. Oh, actually, we're talking about gem pack later, so I guess I'll cover this later. Wait, that is gem pack, right, for the Fast and Furious? Yeah, that is gem pack. Okay, never mind. So the next interesting Super Slam card. I'll just scroll down a little bit for this for the next one. A lot of these are like kind of draft.
Yeah,
Oh, here it is.
I was interested, or like I was surprised that a lot of the revered generics just weren't as interesting.
Yeah, I noticed that too. A lot of the revered cards, um, they're good. They're good value, but they're just less interesting, like you said. It's weird.
Yeah,
Um,
and then I mean, like, and then we go into the Guardian cards, and then it's like, unfortunately, you have to jump through a lot of hoops to get some of these Guardian cards off.
yeah. I just realized we're the last one, but No Tall Tale seems like the next interesting one. If you want to talk about that
Yeah. I guess. Uh,
one.
no tall tale. It's a yellow, 0 cost, 3 block, 3 attack. If this, it's a guardian attack action. So it's a generic guardian card. If this has greater than its base, it gets +1. And Tower, if this has 13 or more power, it gets one this hits a hero. Cards they own lose and can't gain go again during their next action phase.
So Spinal Crush with Tower.
It's better Spinal Crush because this even affects instance. So
yes, and it doesn't have to hit for 4 or more. It's just on hit.
Yeah, it's just on hit. Downside, you have to buff it.
Yeah, you have to buff it a lot.
You have to buff it a lot.
If you're Pleiades, you have to give it what, +9 because it gets +1 by itself. So you have to give it +9 as Pleiades, or you have to give it +10 as Lyath. Which, weirdly enough,
it's a Goliath card.
Yeah, I think Lyath is going to be built to buff this a lot easier. Just going to be running way more buffs, and you have the 5 cards, so you can buff it with more cards in hand. So it's definitely going to be a lot more able to be activated via Lyath, but I think Pleiades still probably runs this card. It's very good. It's very strong. She's going to be running buffs in the deck. That's the assumption anyway. She's going to be running enough buffs in the deck to activate this. I could be wrong about that.
I really don't. I don't know, because it requires you to have at least 2 of your big auras to pop that are buff auras. And I mean, you're running a lot of those buff auras, so granted, you might be able to do it. But if you don't have those buff auras pop, like, this is like, I mean, I guess it could be a 0 for 9 if you have like 1 active glory pop. But it's just like I'd rather have Spinal at that point if I'm having, like, I say that but it's like, until it gets Tower, is it like really a relevant card?
Not at all.
It blocks. Not at all. And that's the problem, where it's like you need it to hit that Tower effect. And I guess the question is, how often is Pleiades hitting Tower? How often is she buffing by 9, by 10?
I think the thing is that I think so far, we'll talk about Pleiades a bit more later on, but my thought process on how Pleiades is going to work is that she's going to have these big power turns, and the rest of the time she's just going to be setting up and blocking. And so you're going to be setting up these auras, these suspense. You might be throwing hammer for 6 in the meantime. You'll wait for a good attack to pop up. You'll hopefully have a confidence by using your helmet or something. And then now you throw this for 13 with confidence Tower. And now your opponent has to block with 2 cards because they can't really do much else. And then you go to your next turn, you have your full hand available to you that you get to do something with. I don't know. It's interesting, right? Because like you said, it requires setup for it to be doing really anything. And it's a yellow, it's not a blue, so you don't get the full pitch value from just waiting with it. But I think that you want these payoffs for your strong turns as Pleiades, and this is one of those payoffs.
Yeah. And I mean, with like, I think this is great in Lyath because it also gets its +1 back. Like, if you have 1 might, it's a 0 for 4 at yellow.
Well, no, like, it is 4. Yeah.
Because it's getting its +1 back. So it's like,
right.
I think this is a great Lyath card.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Sorry. If you have a might, it does not get 4 because it goes back to 3, and therefore it's not created in space.
You're right.
So you have to buff with maybe 2 mights or another
but does he make the base half? Or...
It's actually a good question. I'm going to pull up Lyath to see how it reads.
I think this might be in the rules reprise.
The base power of cards you control is halved. Okay, no, yeah. So 1 might will give it power greater than its base, technically. Or no. It depends on how it reads, actually. I don't think it replaces the base value. I think it just says now the current power is half of its base.
Okay. Modify the base power of power and defensive cards, which is different from how typical effects modify these properties. Without diving too deep into Flesh and Blood continuous effect order, the following is summarized order of how multiple effects like these interact with each other in most of your games. First, apply the effect that sets the base power. So KO's ability triggers first. Apply the effect that multiplies the base power and defense. Okay. Then apply effects that divide the base power. Apply effects that increase non-base power. Apply effects that decrease non. So,
It's not
oh,
rules
that's so
reprise that I'm
weird.
looking for. It's the
Yeah, it's in power modifications of the rules reprise. But with this, first, KO's effect doesn't trigger effects that multiply the base, but it doesn't. Yeah, so you divide the base power. Its base power is 2 now, and then effects that increase the base power. So might then applies to it, which its base is 2. Might applies, which it's above its base, so it gives it +1.
Well, I guess the question is, so read the relevant part again. Sorry, because
So the third step in the chain is apply effects that divide the base power slash defense,
but
bias ability,
but
force effect.
the question
Sorry.
is whether or not the base of the card is now the new have the power, or if the current power is just half of what the base was. You see what I'm saying?
So from what I can tell, like with specifically how they word this too, Lithe and KO along several other cards in Super Slam modify the base power and defensive cards.
Okay, so
So it's
it does
saying,
modify the base. It doesn't
yeah,
become a new power that is based off of the base. It actually modifies the base. So then one might token would enable, because this new base is now 2, and therefore might
yeah,
token would make it 3, which is greater than its base value of 2. Interesting.
yeah. So I think it's a great Lithe card. Like a 0 for 4 yellow is pretty strong if you have a single might, but it's it is like almost a Lithe and maybe Pallades card. We'll see.
Yeah, great. Slam Dunk and Goliath, maybe Pallades card. My assumption is it does go in Pallades, but there's a chance that I'm wrong about that.
We'll see. Like I have a couple Pallades decks, but like I haven't played with her, so
Yeah, I've not played with her yet either. All right, so the next one is Never Give Up. It is a yellow revered block that blocks for 3, and it has an instant pay 2. Put this on the bottom of your deck. Target defending action card gets +3 this chain link. Activate this only while it's in your graveyard. You have less health, right, than each other hero,
yeah.
and you've been cheered this turn. So this is really interesting, right? Because you block with this early on. Now it's in your graveyard, and if you've been cheered this turn, you get to pay 2 to give a card +3 as an instant.
I want to say that I totally misread this card when spoilers came out, and I was
Yeah.
dooming hard. I'm like, why would you? I didn't read like to activate this only in your graveyard. Apparently, just like flew over my head. So my brain, I'm like, this card's terrible. Like I can
Right.
block 3 or pay 3 to block 3. Like this is bad, but no, it's pretty good, and it goes back to the bottom of your deck.
Yeah.
So it's also like an anti-fatigue option.
Yeah. It's
It's actually really
it's interesting that they chose that instead of banish, right? Like usually things when they want to remove the ability to use in your graveyard, then they banish it, right? Because then it can't be used in your graveyard anymore. But they specifically chose to put this on the bottom of your deck instead. I'm not sure if that's because it's not really within Guardian's theme to banish cards, or what. But
I think it's more flavorful because it's the idea of you're not giving up. You're getting this surge of energy back. The crowd's cheering you, and like your deck is your energy. Your deck is how powerful you are. Like as you play the game, you slowly get weaker. But this is saying like this crowd cheers you, and it's like this moment of you like standing up, blocking this sword attack that comes at you, and you like get this surge of energy to come back and start swinging again.
yeah,
Like
you know, I don't know why I thought of this as a Guardian card because it is just revered. So Tough Nut can use this really, really well. It's much easier for Tough Nut to
yeah.
have a cheer on your opponent's turn than it is for you to do it, because you get to activate Tough Nut. If you're running the deck, a rock deck, uh, you get to run a lot of yellows and blues, so you get to activate this more often. And then now you've given an attack +3, and it's almost like a pseudo defense react that's in your graveyard.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing is this could be really strong on a turning point turn, like the block card we talked about earlier, the blue block card that gets +3 if you've been cheered, or if you've been cheered and it cheers you if you're at less life.
Right.
So
Back up. There we go.
yeah. So this is really cool on a turning point turn because this allows you to block 5, block 3, put something back on the bottom of your deck. It like allows you to block super tall on one turn
Yeah, you get to block
and
8
get
on
some
something.
energy back. Yeah, and I mean you can't apply it to Turning Point because it's a block card, and this has to be target action card gets +3.
Never mind. But you can do it in the next one.
Yeah, and I mean you could just like block with an action card, block with Turning Point, get cheered, activate that ability, buff your action card.
I mean, it's good in a brute, right? If you're
Yeah.
Pleiades into brute, then Turning Point into Never Give Up on the next block is really good.
Yeah, and it like I think that I first saw this and I'm like, this card's probably one of the worst cards. Like what? Like it's a yellow 3-block, sure, whatever. But then like the more I've read it, I'm like, this is actually super sick. This is super flavorful, and it's also an art by Federico Musetti. So obviously, it's an amazing piece.
Obviously.
Like, obviously. But yeah, so this card, I actually like it a lot more the more I look at it. And it's also in the Pleiades Armory deck, which is really cool.
The Never Give Up? Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Look at that. That's cool. I didn't notice that. All right, you want to go over the arms?
Okay, so we have Iron Fist Revelation. It is a temper 2 Guardian equipment arms that say, one, this defends, you may turn a face down card with Crush in your arsenal face up. If you do, put a +1 counter on it.
Why do you look so
Why?
dejected?
Why?
What's
Why
wrong?
do we need more equipment? Okay, temper 2. We already have how many different pieces that can give you temper 2 in the arms slot?
A lot.
Is Guardian, so okay. But you know, the unique effect is it buffs crush effects. Wait, but Crater Fist exists. Oh. Well, Crater Fist costs 3.
Yeah.
But so like this is free. Okay, that's a big benefit. But the downside to this is I don't choose what my equipment blocks. My arsenal chooses what my equipment blocks. Oh, I have some, and like granted, it could be interesting with like the what was the card we were just talking about? Tell No Tale? No, there's so actually we didn't seen it yet. No Tall Tales. There's actually some 0-for-3 crush cards, which is really funny because they can't gain crush. But like you could reveal a 0-for-3 crush card. They have the same, if it has a buff, it gets +1. So you could reveal that, and then all of a sudden, by blocking with your gauntlet, you have a 0-for-5. Like that's pretty strong.
Yeah.
But like this only does effects we already have. And also you're flipping your arsenal, you're telling your opponent what you're doing next turn. You are, if you're like even like Bravo Flattering Showman, like this turns off your hero ability. This turns off your hero ability because it flips your card from arsenal. If you are like, and also the other thing that I think Guardian is playing more into with the more the game comes, like the more the game evolves, like Crater Fist is also just a pitch card. Like, oh, like I have a dud hand. I'm just going to, I took the opponent's turn. I drew Spinal in 3 blues. I can't arsenal this. I'm going to pitch into Crater Fist to make sure Spinal's coming in for 11. So I'm getting rid of all the blues and drawing a new hand. I'm sure this card will see play.
Yeah.
But is it better than any of the other arms? I can strongly debate that. And is it better than Crater Fist, a Majestic from the 3rd set in the game? I think technically yes.
I would say yeah. Like half the time you don't even activate the Crater Fist ability. Or not even half the time. More like 90% of the time you don't activate the ability. It's just a block 3.
And well, therefore, I mean, yeah.
Right?
In
like it's
Volda,
better than
I'm
Crater Fist.
activating it a lot more. It probably is. I think I'm just really disappointed that they gave us
more
another arm equipment.
I got it.
Like,
I think
Why?
what's interesting about these arms too is that initially you're like, oh, this is great for Lyath, and I mean it is good for Lyath, but your equipment is halved too, and so the temper means that you can only block with this once as Lyath, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting. It's still good. Like you're getting +1 off of your arms, which is often giving you +2 with your tower cards. Um,
I
and you
mean,
get to
the
block with one.
strongest, yeah, the strongest play you can do with it is Arsenal Spinal Crush. Block with your gloves, make Spinal Crush 10.
Yeah. You know what I just realized? The iron, is it iron hide or iron rot?
Uh,
Here's my Achilles. I was wondering where that went. Iron hide. The one where you pay one to get +2. It's backwards. The one where you pay one to get +2 is actually not bad for Lyath, is it? Because its base value is 2, and
mm.
you're often gonna like be paying 2 to turn your action cards into block 3s, and then if you pitch a blue, now you have 1 floating, and that becomes block 2. No, I just
So
had
now
that
you have to
thought.
play Live to use that card.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but it's like, I don't know. I think, yeah, it's a good card. Is it a legendary? I'll probably put in my deck, perhaps.
You
But
sound so sad about upgrading your Crater Fist. It's like, this is just an upgrade for your deck, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe I have to play this card.
it feels like a 1% upgrade. Like,
No, it's more than that. You're getting +2 value on
yeah,
your arms that you often wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
yeah. It's just like there's so many cool interaction pieces in this set. In this set, there's so many cool interaction pieces. And this feels so removed and doesn't do any of that. It doesn't do anything cool. It just does the basic Guardian thing. And it's really funny because it doesn't even really do anything with the cards in this set. Like it literally is just for past Guardians. They're like, hey, I know we didn't put any support for past Guardians, but we gave you new arms. So please
I
don't be
mean,
mad at us.
does Lyath run any other arms besides this, and like maybe the
No,
Ironhide
I
thing
think
I mentioned?
I'm sure Lyeth runs this. Like, yeah, Lyeth
Yeah.
runs this. Pallades probably runs this for her big turn that she stacks up. I mean,
Yeah.
Valda probably likes it. Bravo probably likes it. Like, it is the
Every Guardian
like
probably likes it, but I hate it.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like it's generically the best. Take this with a very, very big grain of salt. Generically, it is the best arm equipment.
This is just the best arms, but I hate it. That's all I'm hearing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. But like, it's really sad because like I don't know, like this set has so many cool things, and then they give us arms that don't do anything cool, and they're just okay. Like, I mean, they're
Yeah.
good, but like
Yeah, it does. I'll give you this. I'll give you this. This feels like a card that should have been in Mastery Pack Guardian instead of this set, right? Like it's a
yeah,
really cool arm piece that's good for all the Guardians, and it's a minor upgrade, which is what the Mastery Pack Guardian kind of was. It was a lot of minor upgrades, right? Or like big pieces just for Guardian alone. And so like I get like why you have some frustration over it, but it is so funny that you just like here's like upgraded arms for every Guardian hero, and you're like, ah, why? Why did I get an upgrade for my Guardian deck?
it is very fair. I'm just really salty that like one, it's arms. Two, that it's not like unique. It doesn't feel like probably feels fine, but it doesn't feel like it's telling a story like so many cards in the set do.
I think that one thing that's interesting about it though is that a lot of times Guardian wants to use their equipment to block on hits or to
Mm-hmm.
just be very defensive. And this kind of turns out on its head a little bit is that to get the most value out of this card, you want to use it when you're being aggressive, right? Like you want to use it to when you have a crush card in arsenal that you're going to play the next turn. I mean, that's not actually not necessarily true. You now that I think about it, you put a +1 counter on it. It's not that it gets +1 the next turn. So you could theoretically block with this and not play that
Just
crush
sit
card the
on your
following
arsenal
turn.
card for a while.
Yeah, you can sit on it. So it is interesting. It allows for some interesting dynamics in how you play with this card, and there are now some interesting decision points you have added to your game. So I think it's a cool card, if you ask me.
I think it's yeah.
you're, you're so upset. It's so funny.
It's a cool card.
I think
It'll
it's a
go
really
in
cool
my
card.
deck.
I think it's sick. I think it's really cool. I don't get it.
Okay, well,
Oh, so funny.
we can move on to another really cool card.
Yeah. Did you read this one or did I read this one? I kind of forget.
I read that one.
Okay. The next one, speaking of tower cards, they get plus power if you put +1 counters on them. Cut a long story short. This is a yellow 0 cost, 3 power, 3 block, guardian action attack. If this is power greater than its base, it gets +1, kind of like the No Tall Tales. And it also has tower, and it says, which is if this has 13 more power, it gets when this hits a hero, they discard their hand. Not a card. They discard their hand. So let's go back to Tall Tales really quick. This card says their cards lose in King and go again. And this next one says they discard their hand. Their cards lose go again by not having any.
So the thing I want to say that's like really interesting about this and why I think the go again one is a majestic and this is a super rare is the idea if you're throwing this, I'm blocking with my entire hand anyways. While with the go again one, like I have the choice to not block with my hand, but it's all of a sudden like I might just block with my entire hand anyways and get the effect of discard my entire hand.
So here's what I'm hearing. This card forces them to block with their hand. The other card, your opponent has the choice to not have to block with their hand. So then this one's just better.
Well, you know.
Like it's just so funny because this is just a strictly better card than the other one. Like obviously now you have more of these effects rarity. That are with a lower rarity, which is kind of funny.
I mean, if you have a confidence on this, it's broken. It's so good.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like, you put confidence on this.
Dominate, Terror Thunder, like.
Oh, you get to block with 2 cards. Now the other 2 cards are just getting discarded unless you have instance or something.
Goliath runs Crater Hoofs.
Crater Hoofs?
Yeah, it's from Guardian Mastery Pack, but it's a 1 battle worn. Pay 3, your next attack gains dominate. You dominate this, come in for 13. The opponent can block with 1 card from hand, then discards the rest.
Yeah.
That's actually okay.
That's pretty sick.
That's pretty sick. This card's pretty cool. I do like this card a lot.
Yeah, this card's disgusting. This is just a slam dunk 3 of in at least Lyeth, probably Pleiades. I don't know if any of the other decks are gonna like transition to have more buffs, but they might run this too if they do. Disgusting card. so funny. And it's not crush, it's just on hit. Like it can't even hit for 1.
And then it's coming in for 13 more if the power is activated that way. So it's like you're not blocking this.
Yeah. Like you're just like, and that's the funny thing too, is like if this comes in for 13, even if it doesn't have dominate, your opponent's just like, yeah, I guess you just get my whole hand. Like nothing I can do about that.
Okay, well.
Oh, let me just throw 13 armor in front of it. Like, no, it's not.
You know who could do that? No, I'm joking.
Is there? I guess if you're Levia, you could probably block 13 on this without giving a card from hand.
Volta could as well, with her shield. If I have 6 Seismic Surge up, block 5 with my shield, like the gloves, the chest piece, you're blocking 11 there, and then you have your helmet block. You could technically block 13 just with all equipment, and then I swing back.
Yeah, I mean, there are some other heroes that can do it, but it's just such a funny card. Just discard your hand, like what?
It's pretty strong.
Pretty good card. Pretty good card. Not much to say other than it's just good.
I can't wait to see Lyeth throw that with dominate.
Yeah.
And take 10, lose my hand.
Weird. Yeah. You want to talk about Cries of Encore?
So we have a red 3 cost, 3 block, 7 attack, revered guardian attack action, Cries of Encore. When this attacks a hero, if you have less life than them, the crowd cheers you. Pretty good. If you've been cheered this turn, this gets 1-ness hits. You may play an Aura of Suspense from your graveyard this turn. All the Aura of Suspense are instants too, so this just like hits, and you put whatever Aura of Suspense you want. That's sick. This card's cool. This card's so cool.
Pretty good. Pretty good card, huh?
Pretty good card. Pretty good card. Gives you a confidence token when you attack. On hit, I get to put in an Aura. I like this card a lot.
Yeah, now it's not, you don't get to play the aura for free, so you still have to pay for it. But there are
there's zero cost auras if you don't have anything in hand.
Yeah, there's zero cost auras you get to play out. There are, or you can have a card that you can be holding cards. You can be representing Pummel, or just holding cards to pay for an aura of suspense. Like you get to play this card, hold 2 cards in your hand, and your opponent is like, what do I do? Like, do I block this and then get pummeled, or I don't block this and now they get to arsenal card and put out a big aura suspense from the graveyard? Like, it's just, you get to fork your opponent if you have 4 cards in your hand and you play this, which is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot.
Yeah, really strong card. Not much else to say about it. It sets up for the following turn because if it hits, you get to set up for your confidence token that you now have. And if it doesn't hit, then you still have a confidence token and your opponent's probably doing less on their turn to punish you. So, good card.
It's a pretty good card.
Yeah. Don't know what the next one to talk about is. Oh, I think I'm going to skip a good clean fight. It's like slightly interesting.
I mean, so good clean fight. Yeah, it's just a 3/7.
Yeah, like the effect is interesting, but I don't know how
card effects,
how meaningful it is.
Don't need a real conversation. It just turns off all card effects and comes in for 7.
Yeah, it is what it is. But then we have an expansion slot card, Adaptive Alpha Mold. This is a Mechanologist equipment base that blocks for 1 and has Battle Worn. And so it's basically just an upgrade for all of Teklo's equipment. Now all of his equipment has Battle Worn 1 to start out the game with. So 4 extra health for Teklo. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Just a nice 4 health upgrade for the Teklo boyo. What do you want to talk about next?
Oh no, I'm not very attached to any of the expansion slot cards because like the classes I care about are Brute and Guardian. So like
they're okay. They're not really worth talking about. I agree.
I mean, we could talk about the Bolton one because I played Bolton for a little bit, but it's a yellow 0 cost, 3 block, 3 attack.
Battlefield Beacon.
When this attacks, Battlefield Beacon. When this attacks, choose 1 for each card you banished from your soul. This combat chain. You may choose the same mode up to 3 times. Create a courage, create a toughness, create a vigor. Yep, this can be really strong. Like Celestial Cataclysm into this, 7 into 3, and then create 3 courage, create 3 toughness. Like, it's a cool card. I like it. We'll have to see how good it is, but or you could do it after a big old Lumina turn. Like you go like, oh, do this, and then you Lumina, banishing a bunch of cards, Celestial Cataclysm. Like, you could technically banish 9 cards from your hand and then choose 3 of each token.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it has some really high ceilings for it.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the times it's either going to be put into your soul or it's going to come in it's going to basically be a 1 card 4 or 5. Yeah. But sometimes you'll get the 3 off of Cataclysm or Beacon of Victory. It'll happen.
It is also the floor a 0/3 light warrior attack action. So
right. But I mean, Bolton already has a ton of those. To be honest, there's a lot of those already.
I mean, for his floor to be the same but his ceiling to be higher, I think is good for him.
Yeah, I mean, how I've discussed this in like the spoiler discussion channel for our local Discord is that it's good. It's got good value on it. Is it solving Bolton's problems? No, but no. It's good value. It's a little upgrade. It's fine.
It's fine. It's good.
I don't know. It's a cool card.
It's a
the
unique
concept's
card.
nice. Yeah, exactly. It's unique. It's cool. Is it gonna make Bolton any better? I doubt it.
I mean, one thing we learned. Sorry, like my brain just totally sidetracked for a second.
You're good.
One thing we've learned from the expansion slots, though, is that illusionists aren't mages.
Aren't mages. What?
Yeah, so there's an arrow called Mage Hunter Arrow, which is in the expansion slot card, and it says when this hits a Rune Blade or Wizard.
I never thought of illusionists as mages, though.
No, and that's totally fair, and I like flavorfully it makes sense, but it's just really funny because like they do some magic.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, it would have been really good if it hit an illusionist because it says on hit destroy an aura they control.
Yeah, it is actually interesting that they just ignore illusionists there. It would be kind of cool if it had illusionist on that card too.
How is illusionist supposed to be the best hero in the game if they give illusionist?
Yeah, no hate for illusionists. Not allowed.
It's not allowed.
Not allowed. All right, the next one I want to talk about is Beat of the Iron Song. It is a blue 0 cost warrior attack reaction that blocks 3. Choose X +1, where X is the number of +1 counters on an attacking Dawnblade. Target Dawnblade attack gets +1 power. Target Dawnblade attack gets go again. Cards defending target Dawnblade attack can't gain defense. And damage target Dawnblade attack would deal can't be prevented. This is just a good card. Just solid.
It's a really good card. It's really cool because
its floor is reaction go again. And then it just gets better as you get more +1 counters. And it's a blue block 3. Yeah. And it has like it has it's like a tech card for Enigma if she still existed. It's a tech card for all the heroes that have cards that gain defense when blocking. Which it is a handful of things, right? There's equipment that gain defense when blocking. There are like things like unmovable and staunch response that this disables their plus defense.
I mean, there's a lot of like revered stuff too in this set.
Yeah,
like Tough Nut gains a lot. Like so, this will like counter a lot of like revered stuff.
Yes, it's just like it's a good floor card that has some crazy ceiling stuff you can do with it as well. Really solid card. I like it.
I like it as well.
What's the next one you want to talk about?
So,
it is interesting, like having to choose which ones to skip because we're already at an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We still have plenty to go. Yeah, we still have a good amount to go. That's why I was skipping some of the ones you're like, oh, those are kind of interesting. I was like, we gotta skip some of these.
I didn't realize you were already here. Yeah. We could probably skip the rest of the expansion slot cards for now.
I have one I want to talk about then. Channel the Tranquil Domain. Just really quick. It's just I'm not even gonna put it on the screen. It's an Earth action aura that blocks 3 and it's yellow. So it's like a yellow Earth card that blocks 3. That both Florian and Verdance can run. And there's been some talk about how you can put this in Florian and you can bottom your own Runeblood barriers with it to put them back in your deck. For like OTK reasons, because it bottoms an aura. It doesn't have to be an opponent's aura, and so you can bottom. You can play Runeblood barrier, and then you can bottom it, which is kind of funny. But yeah.
And then there's I don't know if you've seen some of the Marvels. There's a Marvel Maui.
Yes.
Mari Pallades, which is actually super duper cool.
Absolutely gorgeous card. I don't think I can pull it up with the card viewer, but really, 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 really good looking card. Then we have the new Gravy Ally. It's fine. I don't think it's worth really talking about too much. And then we have the gem. If you want to talk about that.
Okay, so the gem is Authority of Atoya, which is a gem. So it pitches blue.
And it's generic.
And it's generic. When this is pitched, defense reaction cards cost the opponents an additional 1 to play this turn. Why is it good?
Pretty good.
Why is it good?
Yeah, that's kind of sick, huh?
He's good. It's really good.
Because like I've played against
my Guardian Dex just went up $300.
Yeah, that's pretty good in Guardian, isn't it?
The thing is, like, I think the heroes that run this the best are There's a reason it's printed in the Guardian set. Guardians run this the best.
It's like that in Dory, right? Dory really likes this.
Dory,
as well.
yeah, Dory likes this as well.
There's like Assassin also likes this, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a good number of heroes that really want this card, and a lot of decks that are like when you play into the Earth heroes, you get to turn off or you don't turn off the Rebound Carapaces, but you make them a lot worse. So there's it's a pretty good generic gem blue card.
It's like, a good card.
Why is it not yellow? Like this feels like a yellow type of card to me. I don't know. It seems kind of crazy.
Like, and yellow would make it not that good.
Yeah, like you'd still run it in Dory. You'd maybe still run it in Guardian, but it'd make it a lot more. It'd be tough. Yeah.
And it doesn't block as really. So it's like I think Guardians would cut it, and then you'd have like maybe Assassins would still run it, but it's like it would definitely be more of a thought instead of a time to chill out $300 more to put this in my deck.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. That they made another generic gem, and it pitches blue this time, and it has a pretty good effect. So
it's good.
Interesting. I thought that was a choice.
That is a choice.
Yep.
The more and more we play, the more I'm on the ban the gems talk.
Yeah, what if we just didn't have gems anymore? I don't think we would lose anything from just not having any more fabled cards. Honestly.
Yeah. Well, like do some like flavorful fableds. Like the ones that aren't played are pretty cool. They're flavorful. Yeah. Deathmatch Arena, pretty cool. Like does it do anything? No, but
yeah, so it's only the cards that are pointless we can keep. Yeah, I agree. And then we have some reprints. We have Felling of the Crown and Plow Under reprints, which is pretty cool because those were really expensive Majestics from Rosetta. We have a legendary Warmonger's Diplomacy reprint. I think it might come in. I think it comes in cold foil as well, or maybe in addition. Maybe it's rainbow foil and cold foil. But Warmonger's Diplomacy with a new art. And we have Flick Knives reprint with a new art, which is really sick art. I like that art a lot.
The art is super cool.
Yeah. Same with New Horizon. We have a New Horizon alt art.
Oh, which looks art on amazing. New Horizon is beautiful. Have you
I think you can pull it up. Yeah, I can pull it up for this.
The extended art for it as well is so good.
Yeah.
It's like I'm very happy with all the reprints. I'm very happy with all the new prints.
Always happy with reprints.
Yeah.
I think the Fleet Knives reprint was a little late. I'll put that out there. It was really expensive back when new was the big deal.
Yeah, we got a Snag reprint too, which is a little again a little late, but like better late than never. It's like I'm actually really happy with a lot of these reprints, like Warmongers, Snag, New Horizon. I'm surprised they're reprinting, but like okay, I'm happy with that. Sure, I'll take it. The Felling of the Crown and Plow Under, those cards being so expensive is the reason I never tried Verdants. Like I've always wanted to try Verdants, but I'm like, I'm not going to shell out like hundreds of dollars on.
Exactly. And those are like the only expensive cards, really. That's it's like Felling was like $50 each and Plow Under was like $40 each. And it was like, this is like $300 for 6 cards in the deck.
So it's like, I'm very happy with the reprints. I hope we get like this many reprints or relevant reprints like this every set. Like it would be very cool. And then it would be cool to also get some of these like legendary reprints every set too. Like
I don't mind legendary reprints if they're like the older, more expensive ones too.
Like I was surprised Tectonic Plating never got reprinted.
Yeah, but it's also not expensive.
That's true. That's very true.
And that is the weird thing, right? Is that like Welcome to Wraith cards are pretty plentiful, funnily enough.
That's fair.
So,
but I'm very happy with the reprints.
Mm-hmm. And then we got some
keep doing it.
Yeah, we got some really cool alt art heroes.
Maybe could have stayed Majestic, but Keep doing what you're doing.
Well, that's part of like the reprint policy or something, right? Or no, I guess that's new art, so I guess it could have been a Majestic, but
Well, it couldn't be foil. Is the
oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, it's like if it's the same art, you're never gonna get the foil printed again. But it's the same foiling, so they could have done the old art with a cold foil.
Yeah, cold foil or just non foil, right? Or I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, they could just do non-foil.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we have some really cool alt art heroes. Dash.io, Prism Sculptor of Arclight, so the OG Prism, and Florian all got some they're like diner heroes. I think they look really cool. I like the Dash.io one a lot. And those are part of the souvenir package for the World Championship.
Wait, what? I actually don't even know what you're talking about.
If you scroll down past the Flick Knives reprint in the spoilers, I can't pull these up on. I guess I could pull this up on the.
So under the Flick Knives reprint,
I do this, and then I disable this and do this. There we go. Yeah, so I can show this for this stream this way. There's gonna be there's not a bar in the middle. Yeah, so really cool. So some really cool alt arts for the heroes. It's part of so you know how Singapore had the beach party heroes. It's a very similar thing where.
Yep. I see what you're saying.
Sounds really cool. They did that. And then we finally got Frankie Make Ends Meet text. It's like the cosplay promo.
Yeah.
Nothing really interesting though. It's just whenever an equipment you control would be put into a graveyard, you banish it, and you can action pay 3, tap, equip an equipment from a graveyard.
I mean, that's pretty cool because when the opponent blocks with something, you're just like, yoink, that's mine. You're a guardian gloves?
Yeah.
Yoink.
But you can't recur your own equipment. You can only recur your opponent's equipment.
Yeah.
But then what's also interesting, I guess, is that your opponent's equipment will go back to their graveyard, so you can keep re-equipping it. Right?
Whenever equipment you control would be put into a graveyard, instead banish it. So you banish their equipment.
I see, because you control it's not your own equipment. I see. Okay.
Yeah. But it's cool that it's a cool card. Is it something that any of us will play with? Probably not. But it's a cool card. I like it. It's a really cool cosplay card.
And then let's go over the gem pack actually first before we go over the commons and rares, just because there's some cool stuff for gem pack. We got a Loot the Hold EA, Standing Ovation Cold Foil, which is the Revered Guardian action attack that it lets you do basically a second turn, like a time walk turn. We have an Alt Art Savage Sass.
So bad.
We have Rock reprint, which is nice because that was starting to spike up in price. So it's nice that they reprinted that for us. We have a red Backup Protocol Cold Foil, which RIP my wallet. Yeah, you didn't know that one?
No, I didn't.
We have an Alt Art Fast and Furious, which is gorgeous, and I need it immediately.
So gorgeous.
We have what else is in there? I'm trying to remember what else, because not everything has been posted in the spoilers channel for the gem pack stuff. There's some other stuff I'm missing, but the cold foil weapons. So the cold foil Pleiades weapons in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited for the Pleiades weapon.
Yeah. Oh, there's an Alt Art Prism, or sorry, a Marvel Prism, I should say. The new Prism. Marvel New Prism is in the gem pack, which looks amazing. I think that's most of what I saw that was in the gem pack. But really, really, really juiced gem pack for this season.
Oh yeah, no, and then there's a legendary reprint in the gem pack. The Ram's Head, the Legend Guardian Shield is in the.
Yeah, Rampart is in there, which is funny because I almost bought it. I was almost like, I think I need to pick up this card. And then I saw the reprint. I was like, thank God I didn't pick it up yet. So long story short, I'm going to be going to a ton of armories. There's so much juice in this gem pack.
There's so much. It's so cool. And it's I'm excited that it's not like, oh, you're chasing 2 cards, like the Majestic Dagger and
there's a lot of hits.
it's like there are a lot of hits, and
Yeah.
it's like
And
I'm excited.
they've like started doing a lot of reprints, which is really big for these gem packs. Because we have the Rock reprint, we have Savage Sash, which was only in the KO Armory deck.
Savage Sash reprint, and the art is beautiful as well.
Amazing, Man. But that's a huge deal because the KO Armory deck is no longer in print, so that means that we're going to be able to get these old Armory deck prints, printed cards as reprints in future gem packs, which is big. And you won't have to like buy these older Armory decks to get those cards, which is nice. Yeah, there's just a lot of good things going on with this gem pack that is amazing for the game. Anything else you want to talk about that before we jump into some notable commons and rares that we both want to talk about?
I'm ready for the commons and rares.
All right. So we both have picked some commons and rares that we want to talk about that we thought were interesting. I'm gonna start with Look Tough. Pull it up here. This is a red. Oh, I need to redo this. Does it want to work? There it goes. A red 3-cost, 8-power, generic action attack that blocks 3. When this attacks, it gets -1 unless you pay 1. So all I want to know about this card, because I want to go kind of quickly, we're already at an hour and 40 minutes. What I want to know about this card is it is a generic 8-power popper that every deck can run. So now Prism is crying. Then we have Time Flies.
Are all of the decks gonna run is like the question, but
any deck that was running a popper before, like, yeah, the 7-power poppers are usually pretty good, but now you get to run an 8-power popper that just like guarantees you pop anything.
Yeah.
And then we have Time Flies when you're having fun, a red 0-cost generic action that blocks 2. The next time an attack action card hits a hero this turn, you may destroy an aura they control. If this was played from Arsenal, the next attack action card you play this turn gets +3 and it has Go Again. This is what I think has been deemed as aura run. It's like plunder run, but you destroy an aura instead of drawing a card. And really good into like Prism. Really good into some other heroes like the Guardians that have the good suspense auras. Things like that.
Why would you want to hurt my suspense auras?
It's just really
I'm
good.
only gonna pop 3 in a turn and take an extra turn.
And then we have
it's cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. We have Short Shrift. This is a yellow 0-cost, 3-power, 3-block Guardian action attack. It has the text: if this is power greater than its base, it gets +1. And Crush, when this deals 4 or more damage to a hero, they discard a card. So it's kind of like those tower cards before, but it's Crush instead. And they discard a card if it's Crush. Pretty good effect. Pretty solid. I think Lyeth will definitely be running this card. And then Vigorous Smash Up. I have a lot of KO cards here.
That's good. I have a lot of Guardian cards.
If I can find it. Here we go. Vigorous Smash Up. And I'm thinking mostly the blue one is for KO. Because it says it's a blue 3-cost, 5-power, 3-block brute action attack. When this defends clash with the attacking hero, the winner creates a vigor token. So it's just a blue 5-power you can run in KO that can give you a vigor on block. It's just a lot of small upgrades for KO, really. Flex Speed is another one of those small upgrades. Actually, this is not even a small upgrade, honestly. This comes in rainbow, but the red one is a 2-cost, 5-power, 3-block brute action attack that says if this has 6 or more base, it gets Go Again. So start of your turn, your might pops, you play this card, it has Go Again. Don't have to draw and discard.
Never mind, ignore me.
Okay. Yeah, because when with KO, you often have a might token that pops at the start of your turn. Yeah. So this will just have Go Again a lot of the time. And so you don't have to draw discard. You don't have to, it doesn't block a 0. And so this is just nice Go Again. Just nice extending cards. Nice extender that you get to play. And then Buck Wild is, I think all the colors might be running KO, but it kind of depends on what you want to run. The red one is a 3-cost, 7-power, 2-block brute action attack. That says if there is a card with 6 or more power in your pitch zone, this gets Go Again. So it's just another, start of turn Go Again. Consistent Go Again that you get to run in KO. You can also, this one has higher power, so you can run this in the other brutes as well, which is nice.
Oh yeah.
And then Cruel Ambition. This is a reviled action. It's a red 0 cost reviled action that blocks 2, that creates 3 might tokens and says go again. And I thought this was just interesting. I thought this was a pretty solid card for Lyath. It's the thing with Lyath is that you want to make sure that your penalty of having your cards block halved is mitigated. I think this is one of the great ways to do it. It's just effectively a 0 for 3 on a card. So you just get to take advantage of the extra intellect this way. So I thought this was a very notable common that you get to run. And I think that Lyath will play this in red. And it was pretty strong, is what I thought for that one. And Arrogant Showboating is my last one. Arrogant Showboating. This is a blue 0 cost reviled instant that says create a might token for each defending card controlled by an opponent on the combat chain. This is kind of like Tenacity, which is the ninja card that gets +1 for every card your opponent is blocked with. This is almost like Tenacity, but it's a blue instant. And so you get to do you could have like a pretty tall turn that you didn't intimidate or dominate or anything. Your opponent blocks with like their whole hand, and maybe even some equipment, and you get to play this as an instant, and now you get 4 or 5 mites as you're on your blue. I thought this was a pretty good card.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, very very notable card there for Lyath. And that's it for me in terms of notable comments from Maris. How what are some of yours?
So, first of all, I wanted to start off with the Act of Glory, but this is more of just the generic suspense guardian cards that give a buff. So, Act of Glory, that is a 4-cost suspense aura that blocks 3 instant. And when this leaves the arena, your next attack gets +5. This is just in placeholder of all of the buffs. So, you have a 4-cost +6. 4-cost +6. You have a 3-cost +5 and a 2-cost +3 or +4. This is what allows Pallades to kind of go big and allows her to stack and do her cool thing and take an extra turn. Then I'm actually gonna save one of the cards for last. There's Story Beats, which I actually wanted to bring up because it's kind of interesting because it's whenever this attacks or defend, you may put a suspense counter or remove one from an aura you control. This allows you, when defending or attacking, to control your auras a lot more. So that's really, really cool. So I thought that was cool that like you could run like a blue 3-cost 5 attack guardian. Oh yeah, and it's at red, it's a 3 for 7 that blocks 2. But the idea is it allows you to bounce your suspense counters around without Pallades' abilities, which is really cool. I don't know if it's good, but I really like it. There's High Pitch Owl, which is actually a brute card. Where is that? So I'm trying to go fast.
You're good. It's a red 2-cost 6 power 3 block brute action attack that says when this attacks, if there's a card with 6 or more power in your pitch zone, create a vigor token.
Oh yeah.
That's interesting.
It's just it's a very interesting card because it is something where it's like you're going to be pitching a 6 and it allows you to go a little bit wider next turn, and I just thought it was an interesting card.
You could run this in Tough Nut to kind of set up for your rock the next turn if you pitch a yellow.
Yeah.
So that's interesting, actually.
Yeah. It is cool because, like, I feel like, and it allows you to use your gauntlets if you have a vigor because you have such a tight cost curve. I feel like this card allows you to play a little bit outside of what you would normally play in Brute.
I do like it, actually.
And then, to be continued is a 0-cost Guardian Instant Aura suspense, block 2, and the next time you would be dealt damage each turn, prevent 1. It's good against like Flick Knives specifically, and I mean it does help against Arcane. So
yeah,
I mean it only prevents 1, but it does help against Arcane. So I thought it was an interesting one. It might or might not be ran. You have Shoot Your Mouth Off. I just thought it. So this one is a red 3, block 2, and attacks for 8, and it's a cycle. When the combat chain closes, if this didn't hit, the defending hero creates a confidence token, which is pretty strong for the defending hero, but it is just the Guardian's swing big.
I was going to say, I mean,
3 for 8. And I mean, Guardian have blues, so this is really easy to get off. and it's really like interesting that we got this at common, not majestic.
Yeah. 2-card 8 at common.
2-card 8 at common, so that's pretty cool. And then Full of Bravado is another Guardian card. Where is this? I'm Full of Bravado. Here it is. It is a red 3-cost 7 that blocks 2. When this attacks or defends, if you control an aura suspense, create a confidence token. I thought that was interesting because it allows other Guardians to create confidence to do some really to like make it even harder to block. Because like I don't know if it's ever going to be played in another Guardian. It might be really bad, but the idea is like you could play some of these suspense orders in Bravo, play Full of Bravado, get a confidence token, and then confidence token, throw your Bravo specialization, and it's coming in for 11 confidence dominate. So that like makes it even harder to block.
Oh, because you can't block with more than 2 equipment either. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So it's like you can stack like disruption, and that allows regular Guardian to do that.
Interesting.
And then the last card that I want to talk about is what happens next. So what happens next is a blue 0-cost Guardian instant aura that blocks 2. And the first card you with cost 1 or more you play each turn cost 1 less. This card is either mediocre bad or it's really good. It is like it allows you to throw CNC Pommel without Tunic. It allows you to throw it allows you to throw Spinal Pummel without Tunic. It allows you to do Tunic plays without Tunic. It is a Tunic every single turn. Every turn it stays in there. And that's where it's like you could play this, and then you have the story beats, which when you would attack or defend, you add a suspense counter to it. So you permanently have a Tunic on the field, giving you a resource every single turn.
Okay, I'm starting to see it now, actually. Because
Yeah.
in Pallades, you get to keep this around for a long time if you keep playing Auras of Suspense and are moving counters over to this.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's just and it's each turn. You can put Oasis Respite in your deck and play that for free. You can, like...
It's in the Auras of Suspense that you play on your opponent's turn? Like you can play the 4-cost Aura Suspense with 1 blue on your opponent's turn this way?
Huh. So yeah, and Act of Glory, the 4-cost 6, which is, oh, that's really expensive. Well, let's just make it a 3-cost. You could put it in an Embolden deck. And Embolden now costs 3. And because this sits on the field, Embolden is a red, +5, draw a card because it sees another non-token aura in the field. And you only had to pay 1 card. Or like 2 cards sold from hand.
Okay.
Yeah, like this card, like the more I think about it, this card just, oh my goodness. And that's if you have 1 in play. That's if you have only 1 in play. You could have multiple in play if you have 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like they're going to be hard to keep. So you'll probably only ever have like 2 in play at a time max.
See, that's the thing. But, is that I'm trying to think of like, I think that in anything but Pallades, it's just fine. Because realistically, you're only getting a value of a blue out of it at best. And obviously it's like spread over turns and like it hits the breakpoints a little bit differently, so it costs you less cards, and so it can be nice for that.
Yeah.
But you have to like really do it twice of like saving you a card for it to matter in other heroes. But in Pallades, you get to keep this around because a lot of times, unless you're doing some like weird stacking game plan where you're trying to keep auras around to all pop at the same time to do these tower effects, if you want to just do like a value Pallades type of style, then you get to move counters from one of your buff auras onto this, keep it around for a long time, and keep the discount going. And it's almost like a ley line type of effect in Valda, where like you're keeping the momentum going.
It's ley line that makes everything cost 1 less. Pommel, CNC, like everything, and it's really cool.
Wait,
really cool.
You get to pummel your hammer with Tunic with this in play. That's kind of funny. Because you pay blue to throw the hammer, and then you Tunic pummel. Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool.
There are some really, really cool things you can do with this card that it allows you to, like, it allows you your cost curve to open up. And it makes me want to try, like in the blue slot where it's like I've been like, I don't know what I want to do. Putting in blue story beats and what happens next in a few of my guardian decks just to see if I could play what happens next, and then I block with story beats or attack with story beats, whatever, and just keep what happens next around, so I can play that more aggressive style without running Tunic and having Temper 3 or Battle Worn 3 in my chest piece. And it still gets a Seismic Surge. And like worst case scenario, oh no, I have a I'm throwing Boulder Drop. Well, I'll just activate Tectonic Plating, throw Boulder Drop because it costs 2. Like,
Yeah. Huh. All right. I'm sold on this card.
yeah, the
you
more I
you
think about like,
Yeah, you've clearly sold
yeah,
me. I like this now. This is easily 3-0.
yeah.
By the way, I'm
At
going to
least
play
in
Pleiades.
Yeah,
I've
at
already
least in
decided I'm
Pleiades.
playing Pleiades,
Mhm.
and this card's not going to that deck. That's sick.
Yeah, and I know it's in the Armory deck, and that's like it's really cool. And I'm really like, I saw this card and I first saw it. I'm like, oh, only -1. Okay, whatever. And then I sat
Yep.
down and sat about it, or like thought about it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, this card's insane. Like,
Yeah.
I could run Oasis Respite and play it for free. I mean, like, obviously things have to line up a little bit, but
Yeah.
it allows your deck to like really open up. It's really cool.
Yeah. No, I think it works really well with like you said, Embolden. And then I think it works really well with like the 4-cost buff aura, things like that. When I first looked at this card, I was like, oh, you want to be doing a lot of setup and then hammering, so then you lose the discount all on the turns you hammer. But the fact that it's on your opponent's turn as well,
Yeah.
and it allows you to play this more aggressive play style is really interesting. Actually, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously you have to lose value by playing it initially instead of pitching it, but I'm interested to see how it feels when playing it. And I mean, if you get it turn 0, it's another Guardian card that turn 0 is just gas. You're like, boom, like I get a Tunic activation every turn or for 2 turns, like, and on your turn, like it's cool.
Yeah, really.
It
Cool.
is different where it's like cards have to cost 1 to get the reduction, but
Um, yeah, and that is it for our set review so far. We are
mhm.
at we're at 1 hour and 57 minutes. So I think maybe we should put off the rest of the stuff we have for today until next week.
Okay, we can definitely talk a little bit deeper about what we think of the heroes next week.
Right. I think that'll be a fun topic next week to like really do some deck building,
Oh
because
yeah.
then I'll also have some Pleiades games under my belt to talk about Pleiades. I'm definitely gonna try out
Mhm.
some Lyath games as well. There's a lot of testing to be done in the next week.
I'm so excited for
I'm
this set.
excited.
This set's so cool.
It is really
It's
cool.
So cool.
I have a theory that there might be some really good Cheeto, as we like to call the new KO decks coming out. I feel like
Oh,
someone's
yeah.
gonna find something good for Cheeto. I don't know what that is, but I feel like there's gonna be something found.
It's so cool because it feels like each hero you can look at it and you're like, I can see where they break this. Like I can see where this goes bad. Like each of them. It's so cool.
Lyath the most so for me, but
The most, so I agree.
Lyath could be
But, like,
absolutely busted.
I didn't think you'd get that strong a support in this set. Like
Good. He's pretty good.
it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh, intimidate on U-turn.
Intimidate on your turn. Just buff my attacks.
Discard if you guess my wrong.
Yeah, it's not looking
Tower 13 on hit, discard your hand. What are you gonna do? Like,
I just spend an extra card to dominate it.
yeah. Out of my 5-card hand, dominate.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And it's free, so you get to set up all these auras to suspense. You get to like do something with your other cards, and then you just need one card to send Tower for.
Like, I guess I'll play other cards and then Tower for 13 dominate.
Right.
Like, I guess that seems pretty okay. I see now why the Talk a Big Game was banned.
Yes.
I very much see it.
Yes, it needed to be banned. Glad that they looked at that and found out that was good to be banned, because just imagine chaining those back to back on these Tower cards.
Yeah, and even if it's like +5 might, +10 might, +15 might, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, this Tower card's coming in for 25.
I also like the idea of going second with Lyath and just not caring that your opponent's attacking you. You're just like, yeah, here's all my auras on your turn with my 5-card hand. You can deal 10, 12 to me. I don't care. Oh, I drew a tower card. You're fucked.
Sucks to be you.
I'm just gonna play these cards, make mites for the next turn. Here's tower on hit, discard your hand. What are you gonna
do? Trade offer. I take your hand. You take my tower.
Yeah. Really cool set. A lot of fun deck building to be had. Which I think that's the really cool thing about it is that these characters are so unique that the deck building part is a lot of fun.
Oh, I'm really happy with how mechanically unique this set feels. It is so interactive, so cool.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Oh no, it's so interactive, so cool. It's cool how this set is. I love how this set feels. Like mechanically, this might be like one of my favorite sets ever. Like everything looks interesting. How it interacts and plays with the game system and mechanics is just so cool. And it's Brute and Guardian. Like you sold me. I'm in.
Yeah, it was already your set to begin with, but now it's just like there's so much cool stuff going on for it.
Yeah, and they brought Aura Guardian, and they made 5 and 3 intellect. Sold.
Sold.
Take my money.
All right, anything you want to leave off the viewers with before we end this now over 2-hour episode?
I guess I'll ask, what's your favorite card from the set?
Favorite card? You have to pick one. Card. You can only pick one card.
If you pick 2, you're banned. You're not allowed. You
may as well just unsubscribe. Like, just get out of here. But yeah. With that, I'm Cody.
And I'm Jacob.
Thanks for watching and listening. See you at the Super Slab premiere or pre-release or whatever. Bye.